And we are taking a live look this afternoon at pictures at the White House that is denying claims that President Biden accepted bribes from a foreign national when he was vice president. Representative James Comer says bank records will show that Biden and his son Hunter accepted at least $10 million in foreign income. A House Oversight Committee has issued records from 4 banks. NewsNation's Joe Khalil has been following this story all day. He has the very latest from Capitol Hill. Joe?
Yeah, Kelly, a couple new developments, and the biggest one we have to take with a grain of salt. Even Republicans are warning that that is the case. And the newest one is that the person who allegedly gave then Vice President Biden a $5 million bribe is identified as the former chief of Burisma, the company that Hunter Biden in Ukraine used to work for. That person is Nichole Berlie. Now, the big hole in this story, in this narrative, is that Berlie himself says he never did this. He says that back in even 2020, he was saying he had no contact at all with then Vice President Biden while he was at Burisma. So there's also this allegation that Berlie saved 17 audio recordings talking to Hunter Biden and talking to Vice President Biden. But obviously, if he denies even discussing anything with them, then there are no audio tapes. And even the Republicans who are pushing this investigation, Jim Comer, Senator Chuck Grassley for another, have both said they can't verify whether there are even audio recordings that exist. So it is just an allegation at this point that has not been substantiated. Democrats have sort of pounced on that over the past couple of days. In fact, some that we've talked to have said that the information they are now seeing from this FBI whistleblower document is not anything new. They say those allegations have already been disproven, and that even President Trump's Justice Department looked into these claims and didn't find anything to back them up.
Was also provided to a hand-picked U.S. attorney under the Trump administration to assess it and evaluate it to see if there was further investigation warranted. They did not go forward with it because they obviously did not find those allegations to be credible.
And Kelly, the other new development here that we're just learning and confirming with the office of Jim Comer, Oversight Chairman, is he estimates, this is his guess here, that there could be $20 to $30 million total that was sent over in business dealings to 10 or 11 associates and family members of then Vice President Biden. Originally, the committee who's been investigating this said that that total was about $10 million, but they're continuing to subpoena new banks, new information. So Comer says that number actually may be higher, but they're going to continue to investigate this and try to verify that number. So a lot here, and certainly, again, healthy skepticism, even from the Republicans that are pursuing these leads, Kelly.
I really appreciate you bringing to light all sides of this, Joe. So earlier in the week, as you know, the House Oversight Committee issued a subpoena to Devin Archer, one of Hunter Biden's former business associates, to appear before the committee today. Do we know when that will be happening?
Not exactly yet. We don't know that it's going to, or when it'll be happening. We do know it will happen. So he didn't show up today, which was the day that the subpoena said he needed to reply by. But I've been told by committee sources that he and his attorneys are complying. They just had a bit of a scheduling conflict, so they couldn't bring him into the Capitol today. But the committee fully expects that at some point Archer is going to come forward with his attorneys and provide them a deposition. And that, by the way, will be under oath, Kelly.
All right, we will wait and see. Joe Khalil, great reporting. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.